Hi everyone. So I've been using Galaxy S21 Plus alongside with this iPhone 12. There are a lot of time when I pick one over another, and I thought if you guys are confused between both of them, let me try to help you. And I've already compared the camera, so you can check that here, and I will put that in description box as well. Let's start with S21 Plus and why you should choose S21 Plus over iPhone 12. And the first thing that comes to my mind is display. So the display on S21 Plus is amazing. The colors are great. It is very bright. Even the icons pops out. So whenever you're using that phone, that oversaturated look, it really goes with the S21 Plus display. So when it comes to the media consumption, if you want to watch content, I always pick S21 Plus over iPhone 12. There are very few chances when I choose iPhone 12 over S21 Plus in the terms of color accuracy. When I want to see what I'm posting on social media, it's going to look exactly same. But otherwise, that single hole punch cutout over that notch is always great when I'm watching something. The second reason you should choose S21 Plus over iPhone 12 is the high refresh rate. Yes, I said that iPhone refresh rate is not that bad. I mean, it does not feel like 60 Hz, and that is true. But when you use S21 Plus, it definitely feels faster. I mean, scrolling and everything, it just feels a little bit faster than iPhone 12. And another reason that you should choose that high refresh rate display because of gaming. So there are a lot of games that supports 120 Hz refresh rate, and there are a lot that are coming. So that is somewhere that iPhone cannot catch up, even though the UI is quite smooth on iPhone, but it's still 60 Hz. So if you want that high refresh rate display, I think you should go for S21 Plus, because even One UI 3.1 really works well with that high refresh rate display. The third reason, which is not specifically related to S21 Plus, but it has more to do with that Android. So you get a lot of customization and features in Android. Android is still ahead from iOS in terms of customization, and on Samsung you get a lot of features. Some you might not even use, but they are there. I already made a video about it, that what I miss on Android. I don't do customizations as much, but there are a lot of features that I miss from Android when I use iOS. And if you want more out of your phone, I think you should definitely go for Samsung over Apple, because the chances of getting bored from S21 Plus are far less than iPhone 12. The fourth reason you should choose Samsung S21 Plus over iPhone 12 is because of camera. So in terms of versatility, you also get a dedicated lens over iPhone 12, and there are a lot of features like single take, director's view, and if you want to record 8K video, the front camera is also better, and the features are a lot like Pro Video, Pro Camera. So if you need a lot of feature and versatility, I think S21 Plus is a better camera. There's another reason which I think more important than anything else right now, and that is biometrics. In Samsung you get a fingerprint sensor right now, and which is very useful. I realize it every time I go out and I want to pay something. If I use Google Pay or any payment app, I need to use that Face ID, but I have to enter passcode so many times. So in that sort of scenarios, fingerprint sensor works really well. It's faster, it's secure, and it has been improved from last generation as well. And you also get that 2D face unlock. You can just unlock your phone with that, and you can use your fingerprint for other things as well. So it has more options as compared to iPhone. And the sixth reason, which works for a lot of people but not everyone uses it, and that is text. So if you can utilize it, it's a great tool. You can turn your monitor into a desktop, which works beautifully. And there's also wireless text. So if you have a TV that supports Miracast, I mean, it turns your TV into a computer. And it is really useful when you want to watch anything on your TV and you just don't want to use that casting. So it works as a system. You can use a browser. You can just connect your mouse or keyboard with your phone and just use a TV wirelessly as a system. So I think wireless text is a very good feature, but I think it's really underrated. So those were the reasons where I think S21 Plus is better than iPhone. But there are some reasons where I think iPhone is doing a better job, and why I stick with iPhone 12 as my primary device. The first thing I want to talk about is the ecosystem. So if you have Mac, iPad, AirPods, or anything Apple, iPhone just makes a lot of sense. I definitely agree that Samsung has come a long way in terms of ecosystem, and they're using their Samsung account to connect all the devices, which was the issue last year, and I stated that. So I'm glad that they fixed it. But iPhone is just more seamless in terms of ecosystem. It's a matter of time that Samsung is going to catch up, and in many ways it already did. But they still have to rely on Microsoft because of that Windows collaboration, and I don't think it's as tightly integrated as iPhone with macOS. Another reason you should go for iPhone 12 is because of the size and battery. Yes, they are two separate reasons, but the combination works better here. Because you can get S21 for the smaller size, but the battery is small. It's just 4000 mAh and it does not last a day. So when I compare it with S21 Plus, S21 Plus is still behind iPhone 12's battery, but they are still neck to neck. So if you like compact phones, and yes, I'm saying 6.1 is a compact phone nowadays, you should definitely go for iPhone 12. Because I think that is the phone that you can use one-handedly and can last you whole day. I talked about the camera in S21 Plus section, and in terms of versatility, I still think S21 Plus is doing better. But in case you want to go for better videos and better image processing, I think iPhone 12 is still doing a better job. If you'll see my comparison, you will see every time iPhone 12 image processing is doing a little better than S21 Plus, and the details are much better in the main sensor. And when it comes to video, iPhone was a clear winner. Another reason is processing power. So when it comes to processor, I think A14 is still doing a better job than Exynos 2100 and even Snapdragon 888. In day-to-day life, you might not even see the difference, but if you're going for more computational work and if you want to play games, I think iPhone is still doing a better job in terms of GPU and processing power. And you can notice all of that when you're clicking up pictures, so the shutter speed and the processing speed is faster on iPhone 12. So if you want to do photo editing or video editing on your phone, although the screen is really small, but in case you want to do that with your phone, I think iPhone is still a better choice. Now I'm going to talk about security. And here goes the comments that Android is better. How can you say that? You're living in the past. I haven't said anything, and all I wanted to talk about that Android is secure, but you get more control in iOS over apps. So there are a lot of restriction in terms of permission in iOS, and the apps go through many checks, and you also get more privacy settings. For example, you can actually control an app that is using your local network to find another devices. For example, Twitter and Facebook are trying to do that nowadays. You can also see when your mic and camera is being used, so you feel more secure. I'm not saying Android is not secure. Android is secure, and I'm not talking about viruses and malware. So I can still trust Samsung with my data, so that's not the problem, but I cannot say that for every Android phone because Android as a platform can be modified, and I still don't use a lot of Chinese phone with the heavy skin. Software update is also the reason you should go for iPhone 12. Although Samsung promised 3 years of update, but the waiting is the biggest problem right now. So you have to wait for the latest version on Samsung devices. Let's take an example of my S10. So I have Galaxy S10 and it's on One UI 3.0, and it took some time to get it that, but it still got it. The problem is still not on 3.1, and I still cannot use that Google feed. So my problem is it's not consistent on every single phone, and there are a lot of features I cannot use that are available in 3.1. So that's my problem. If you have a previous generation of Samsung phone, the features might not be same. That is one thing I really like about iOS, that you can get update on the same day on every phone and the 99% features are same. And one last thing, apps are still better on iOS. The main reason is that iOS developers get paid more because the apps are paid, and developers get motivated to create more better experience in iOS. Even social media apps like Instagram and Snapchat works really better in iOS as compared to Android. So I think there are plenty of reasons to choose one phone over another, and I actually don't mind iOS and Android are working on different priorities, so you get more options to choose between. I can't decide a winner here because I'll be a hypocrite. All I can say is I really like S21 Plus, but iPhone 12 is still my primary device. And if it was 5 years ago when I was young, actually young, so I would have gotten the S21 Plus without even thinking, but right now my priorities and requirements are different. See, it's easy to decide for an Android person to go for S21 Plus or an iPhone user to go for iPhone 12, but when you are trying to switch between platform, it gets confusing. So in case you need any sort of help, just let me know, I'll help you out. Please like this video if you think it was a little helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you are more interested in experience than specs, because that's what I talk about. I don't really care about specs, and all I care about is experience. Thank you for giving me your time. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.